Hello,
I was in my classroom when
welcome back. This is
I got it.
TVA, broadcasting live from the Vault in Our
A bunch of
Stars,
stay-at-home moms and dads were
and
dropping
we
off their
are reviewing
Russell to Deacon St. John, come in. Deke, you out there?
Days Gone,
Hey, Russell. Got a job for me. Okay. I'll swing
um,
by when I get a chance. Deacon out.
let's see, we'll give it a better look over than we normally do. Days Gone, it's a Ben Studio type of game, mature 17 plus. I read this when we first started out. I'll read it again. The world comes for you. Survive a dangerous life on the road as outlaw biker Deacon St. John face speakers and merciless humans in a world ripped apart by deadly pandemic. Explore a harsh open world, craft weapons and upgrade your bike, and discover a gripping story of personal loss. It's a one-player game, 46 gigabytes, and that's pretty much all the info. Okay, so for my reviews, I break it up into a bunch of different categories. I judge those categories 1 through 10 based on a list. 10 being it's awesome, perfect, it's a classic. 0 being it's a punishment. And then I add up all those scores, divided by 13, the number of categories. We actually added category because of this game. And I'll get to that when we get there. So the 13 categories, I'll add them up, divide them by 13, and then that will be the score that this gets for the review. It's worked really well so far. The games, I should probably go back and review the games that I gave scores to before I came up with this, because they're maybe higher than they should be. But I digress. The first category of Days Gone review is the marketing. This is also a spoiler-free. Look how beautiful this is. This is also a spoiler-free review. I will either A, try my best to, well, let's just call it a spoiler-free review and not be spoilery. How about that? So the marketing. I got this game, or I may have had it previously somewhere in the vault. But the review, not the review, there was a interview for it of Sam Witwer talking about it, and that's actually what made me want to play it. And in that interview, they were also talking about the game and how well it's done. So the marketing has been pretty awesome. Maybe they were just hyping it up then and showing all this marketing, but it looked like it got a lot of good marketing. There's a star in it. There's a couple of other people who have been in other video games. Not necessarily shows, maybe other shows as well. But no one as big as the Sam Witwer.
It's no problem, man. Talk to you later. Deke out.
So, for marketing, I would say I'll give it maybe a 9.
Hey, did the kid make it back okay?
Yeah, but kid got it.
Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
a little shaken, but he'll live.
Good, good.
Yeah, let me write this down. 9. They had awesome marketing. Maybe a 10 would be like, even if you didn't play video games, you knew this shit was coming out, like Breath of the Wild or something. Graphics, as you can see,
Boozer said
graphics
he even
are
volunteered
just
for march duty.
absolutely beautiful.
Believe it.
Oh, I believe it. Hey.
Details
Does he
down
call you
to
ma'am?
the tires on that vehicle, to the skin on this cat, his tattoos, all of it. So pretty and realistic. They also use the face stickers, or I don't know what they're called, but like face dots on Sam Witwer to make him look a lot like Sam Witwer. This is all like him body acting. So fucking 10. I'm really impressed. I'm sure in the future it wouldn't be a 10. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, he looks like he's right there. Hey there, Sam Witwer. The art of the game. They chose to go with this realistic thing, and they really pulled it off. It is... Something is coming at me. Or just walking by. One of the two. Oh no. So I think I'm gonna give it a pretty high score there too. I did minor complaints if I was gonna be complaining about anything. I can't tell where I'm at in this. I guess that's the Milky Way, supposedly, but it doesn't really look like it if I can see it that clearly. I feel like I should be able to see things. I mean, this is a place on Earth, so constellations is what I was looking for. And you can kind of tell a little bit of repeat in the plant life, and there were also some characters on storylines that were a little repeat also as far as space-ness goes. Not as much as you would think or have been in other games, but just the fact that I was able to start noticing it was like, oh, you're that guy again. Why are you in whatever situation you're in? Again. Or a new one, or however it works. So, I'm gonna give it a 8.5. I'll just give it a 9. It's really good. My complaints are like the pickiest of pickiness. Number 4 is the storyline. Unfortunately, the storyline is like... I feel like not only is the storyline like a tenth of what it could be, it's like the game is like so long and the storyline is maybe 10% of a storyline that they strung out along this like lengthy of a game. And so there is a storyline and you're doing it, and it's kind of, I don't want to say it's linear, but there is, you're pushed heavily in the path, and if you choose to go in other paths, there's a limit to the end of those paths before you just have to come back to this main one and continue doing it. So I am going to say for the storyline, it's just really weak. I'm going to say it's like a 3 or something. Let me see what a 3 is on here. Yeah, a letdown. That's exactly what that is. That's why we make that chart. Okay, number 5. This is the new category for this game, completely made up. And it'll be helpful in other games, which is why I'm adding it to the thing. I see its use. But the length of time. This game could be incredibly better. Can we shoot it?
Okay, here we
Oh
go.
my gosh. If it wasn't so long. There's so many missions that are pointless. There's so many storylines that lead nowhere. There are so many extra-ness. Oh my gosh. It's just like painful. Extremely painful. And for that reason, it is, well, number 4 is painful, but the game turned into punishment. I'm actually giving it a 0 on the length of time. Most people would be like, what are you talking about? You can go on and play this game forever. It's an open world. You just go and you play and you play and you go. Untrue. Because you have to do the storyline to get to certain parts. And since the storyline is kind of shitty and strung so long of an amount of time, you're kind of forced to do the storyline if you want to make it that open world. Now it's an open world and I can do whatever I want.
Incoming.
Fuck
Renegade
off!
Patrol. God damn it.
What the hell? That's hilarious. Okay, so a 0 for that. Not for that. But that's what the game says. That was the game's response to my 0. Okay, number 6. The characters. Fucking love the characters. There was one character that became a disappointment for me, but that's just me being picky. Honestly, like, even the bad guys are good bad guys. The good guys are in depth, and in a world like this, it's hard to say who's a good guy and who's a bad guy, and you felt that, but you also knew at the same time who was and who wasn't. I really enjoyed that. Beautiful. It's also actors playing these people, so they are real people who bring life to these things. We're going to give that one a 9 also. The gameplay, number 7? Gameplay. It is a fun game to play, and it's a pretty easy game to maneuver through. I am not good at riding a bike. Oh, why would you get off? And, and I'm pretty shitty at driving in general, a lot of these things. But I got used to it. I got pretty good at it. I think oh my. Oh shit. Well, yeah, I'm not dealing with you. There's a fucking barrel there. You deal with that shit. Next to my bike. Hey, are you knocking down my bike? You already knocked down my bike.
More bounties.
Okay, so high scores for gameplay 2. I would say, if you're not good at these type of games, this might be a good game to start out on. There's a thing called focus where you're focusing your shit. Oh my god, you're about to see every single threat in this game. Okay. Angry man. Jesus. Why is this happening? What am I reading now? Gameplay? Did I get that score already? I was gonna give it an 8. But it's really upset about that last score I gave it. Have fun dealing with these guys when you're playing this game. I have yet to figure out a good. That was like the best I've ever done. So go for it. Gameplay 8 is where I was going with this. Before I got so rudely interrupted by a bear and a giant berserker. Ooh, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The difficulty. I appreciated the difficulty quite a bit I died. I don't mind dying. I don't like games that force you to die as part of their, like, thing. But I don't mind dying for a lesson. And there are lots of lessons to learn. They don't just tell you things. You kind of have to figure it out. And dying is a thing that will most likely happen, but it's not a necessity, which is why I appreciate it. It's not something that you have to go through in order to play this game. You just probably will. So, for that difficulty, and actually, there may be difficulty options, and I'm pretty sure I'm on one of the easier ones, if I remember. So, at least there are options. We'll give that an 8 too. The control functions. Oh, bitch. Sorry. Fucker. Oh, is that one of the hairy guys? Oh, it is. It is. Criminy, guys. I don't want to deal with any of this. Is that two of them? You motherfucker. Now I'm talking about dying. No, witness it now! I don't have any life on me either.
That's it.
Okay. So control functions is I mixed that up with gameplay. That gets an 8. The gameplay is actually like how the game itself works while you're playing with it, and that is unfortunately glitchy. It's so like, a glitch is a very random word. So it could mean like freezing or whatever. It has all of it. Whatever kind of glitch you can come up with. I'm surprised they don't turn into clowns sometimes and start attacking me with things. But there was one part where anything within a 5-foot radius of me would disappear. Like if it tried to attack me. That was an interesting power. But there's zombies that have like come back to life and reanimate and dance around. It's a lot. I'm gonna give it, for as much time as was put into this, I keep saying they should have, instead of making it longer, they should have worked on the glitches. So I am going to give it maybe a 3, which is fairly high for glitches. But in the glitches defense, they don't stop you from playing the game. They don't like shut your game down. You can, I use that 5-foot radius thing to my advantage and just like try to kill a bunch of shit. So, and then I had to start the game over because I didn't want it attached to me. I didn't know how to stop the glitch. But moving on, music. I think this is number 10. Music, there is none. As you can tell, it's very quiet here in Oregon, I believe. There is a radio, and there's a guy that talks on the radio. But as far as music goes, there is a orchestra that like cues up when you get into the horde, when a horde is on you, and that is pretty intense and exciting, and that'll get your heart pumping. But um, there was a list of musics at the end of the credits, but I don't remember any of them, unfortunately. Maybe one of them was probably one of the ones for the credit scene. Um, Make sure we got no spoilers on the screen. So I'm gonna say maybe like another, probably a 2. Man, no. We'll say a 4. The music that is there does a good job. It creates the next one, which is the next category, which is mood. This game had me jumping around, had me yelling, hollering. My heart was racing, cussing up a storm. Um, it brought me through many moods. The storyline, I wish the storyline was more, what does this game say in the back? A gripping story of personal loss. It wasn't very gripping. Or personally losing. I don't know. Um, I wanted to care more about the characters, and as as wonderful as the characters are, the storyline doesn't build, I think, enough on them. And the mood of them is let down, if that makes sense. But the mood of the game, I mean, you're walking in this zombie apocalyptic world, and you come upon a bunch of zombies. They're called like freakers, not zombies. Actually, they're all called different things, so maybe they just avoid the word zombie. But anyway, you see a shitload of them over by the water. Automatically, the music intensifies. They see you. They stand up and start running at you. Maybe you're not on your bike. Maybe you're near your bike and you think you can get to your bike in time. Like, your heart just starts pounding immediately. The mood is beautiful, especially with all the graphics. Sometimes it's snowing, and sometimes it's raining, and sometimes it's a thunderstorm. Mood. I will say a 7. Just because of how much I enjoyed all the scariness. It wasn't scary. It was like heart pounding. That makes it sound worse. It was like heart pounding, thrilling. Um, no, it was more like I guess heart pounding is the best term for it. It just got you pumping, and it was like, okay, like a good workout. An 8. We'll bring it up for that because of that feeling. I'm excited even just talking about it. Any lessons? There was a bit of a lesson I learned personally, and that would be, no spoilers, just about Deacon St. John here. There might be other lessons here that I could probably weed out about the apocalypse or whatnot, but it was fun. He was a fun character to control and move about because he's not your general good guy. He does a lot of questionable things, and the game touches on it a little bit, but I think you yourself, because of the storyline and how that unfolds, I questioned it. Maybe you will also. But I was like, but he's also in this world that maybe he needs to be this way, and maybe everyone needs to be this way, the way they are. And yeah, I appreciated that as a lesson, and I will give it maybe a good 8 also, just because I'm sure I could find other lessons in there um, that might spoil things, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, multiple lessons. That one in particular was the most impactful. The overall, if anything, that I feel like I'm left with, number 13 category. I enjoyed it a lot. It was super fun. There were lots of parts that I didn't think I could do, and I went into it, and I did, so I'm proud of myself for that. However, the length of the game is so long that by the time I did some things that I thought I couldn't do, I wasn't as proud of myself as I thought I would be. I was more so like, thank fucking God that's done. And, that was kind of the overwhelming feeling of the whole game. Actually, it was, yay, I'm glad I'm done with it. But, thank God it's finally done. Like, it ended up being homework in the end, I felt. Because I just wanted to know what was going to happen in the storyline. Like, I guess that in itself is good about the storyline. But, for me, personally, I didn't do all of the aspects of the game. I did quite a bit of them because I did enjoy the game, and it kept me coming back for more. But now that the storyline's done, I think I'm just going to be done also with it. I'm not going to continue delving in. I got other things I'm excited for, so that all being said, overall, we'll give it a 7. 7? Am I just being feeling generous? I'm going to bump it up to an 8. I don't know if I'm just like a generous feeling or if these are all, like, I think it's pretty accurate. This game was good. Let me quickly add this shite together. 11, 20, 28, and 17. Oh, funny. I put slashes through my zeros. So as I slashed through everything, the 0 was already slashed through, which makes sense. It should be. Okay, I'll move that up to there. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What kind of score will this be? 7. I feel like that's a lower score than I think it should be. Nine plus 10 plus 9 plus 3 plus 9 plus 8 plus 8 plus 3 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 87. Never question your math. I'm good at math. Divided by 13. They misunderstood me. 87 divided by 13. 6.69, a 7. How does that rank amongst the others? Because, gosh, that feels low. Here's the 7 is really high. It's that length of the game, which, arguably, if you're using this review to buy a game, then that really depends on you, right? Like, maybe you want a game that you can hunker down and, like, really get into and really explore and expand. I did that with Breath of the Wilds, and I don't think that game was long enough. So maybe that's just the difference is I was done with this, and for me, the time got torturous. So keep that in mind. I give it a 7, but that's just the review here in the vault. Thank you for watching. This is Tyrell VA signing off from said vault in the stars, in our stars. I will catch you in the next one.